Ready? All right. One of the most common positions we'll face on the road is that position of someone on their ground, belly down, with their arms tucked underneath them. A lot of times people's kind of go-to start punching. Problem is, all they're doing is they're trying to keep their arms underneath so that they can't get handcuffed. So the level of force you're using is a little bit higher than what you really need to. Some places like to show the baton move where you take the baton out, put it in, pry that arm out. The only problem with that is in that situation, you're introducing a weapon to a situation that may not necessarily have a weapon involved until you introduce it. So one thing I've used, it's worked really, really well, is start off in that knee on belly position. So you can start with your knee just off center of that spine, pushing against their side, control that hip, press down, and then controlling that shoulder. So what you want to do is you want to get some space underneath that arm. So to do that, you're going to pry that arm back as hard as you can and then slide that knee right to the ground. To get the space you need, you can kick that knee forward. So what you want to do is you want to get that elbow past center, because once you get past center, it's going to be a lot harder for him to stop this. So once you get there, come back, that hand's going to slide underneath that armpit, control that wrist, and then you're going to return right back to that knee on belly. From here, if you've got a good enough angle, you can just flip that elbow, try and put that elbow on the ground, and then pry that hand free, right here. So once he comes underneath, control that wrist, get a good grip here, flip that elbow around, drive that elbow to the ground. That's what's gonna pop that hand out. Once that hand is free, pulling it behind, that knee is gonna staple, and that outside knee is gonna trap that tricep. The only way for him to escape this is for that elbow to go this way and his forearm to go down. If you're trapping both of those exit points, he's never gonna be able to get that hand free. From here, you can start giving commands, tell him to put his hand behind his back. He may comply, or he may push off to try and relieve some of that pressure. If he does that, you're gonna do the same thing. Reach under that armpit, grab onto those fingers, not the wrist. If you grab the wrist, he can fight it. For some reason, if you grab those fingers, twist those in, pull back, it's really hard to fight. Now you have a good control to set up for handcuffing. So a lot of people ask, what happens if I can't get that arm? I can't pry it out just with that. So what you can do is you can use a little bit more leverage and a little more pressure on that shoulder. So it's gonna be the exact same setup. Grab that shoulder, pry back, drop that knee, slide that forward to get that good angle. Reach underneath, control that wrist. Right back to that knee on belly. Can't get it here. I'm gonna drop my shoulder right on his shoulder blade and then sprawl out. So all my weight is focused right here on that shoulder. So sprawl, drop. Now I'm gonna start to twist my hips so they're facing his feet. Once I get that, it's gonna create a lot of pressure and start working. Once I get here, I'm gonna step that foot closest to his head, towards his feet. So now my hips are facing the ceiling and I still have that pressure right on that shoulder. This free hand is gonna come underneath, start working to get that hand free. Now I got that hand free, put it right behind his back. This foot is gonna swing right back around where it started. Trapping, exactly where we wanna start. Now from here, same thing, put your hand behind your back. He's gonna comply or he won't. And then you can start working the other handcuffing.